Hello everyone. So I am very pleased to introduce you today to my Business Affinity in the size medium. Of course, you are looking at a Chanel flap bag, and it's a seasonal bag. I was deciding between this bag and the Coco handle in the mini size. I purchased the Coco handle in the mini size and it was extremely small. Not only was it too small for me to fit my items in, but it was also not able to be carried crossbody, and for those reasons I decided to send it back and I opted instead for the Business Affinity. My Business Affinity, as you can see, has the grained leather on the flap and then the quilted underneath. This is one of the older style models that still has the fully leather lined interior. They have switched out the interior and made it fabric lined and have charged more. So the older models with the leather were going for about $3,200. They are now charging approximately $3,700 and you're getting a fabric interior. So if your preference is for leather, definitely look on the pre-loved websites, because that's where you're going to find them from now on. The ones with the fabric are the ones that are currently being made. And of course, this does come in two versions periodically. It comes with the solid leather on the top with the quilts on the bottom, and it also comes in the reverse where you have the quilts on the top and the solid leather on the bottom. So the way it's laid out, of course, is as a flap bag with a top handle and a strap. The strap on this one is not detachable. The one on the Coco handle, of course, is detachable. This one remains in place. But that's not a deal breaker for me, and it's not even something I care about. I was but I was thinking about how often do I really take off the strap or change out the strap. And truth be told, it's not very often. So that's really not a feature that I need in my bag. I don't need for it to have a detachable handle. This is the side profile right here, and you'll notice right away that it has a snap closure on both sides, so you can get some expandability with the bag. And it also has this outer pocket. It looks like it would be a bulky bag, but it's actually not. It gives the appearance of being bulky, but honestly, it's a very streamlined bag. When you're looking at it in person, it's not bulky at all. Here's the back of the bag. And you've got an outside pocket right here that goes the full length down. You can see my fingers are completely down inside there, and it goes the full length. So definitely your phone could go back there. Here's the opposite side. The front again. And then the underneath, which has 4 feet. Brilliant, wonderful, love that. And then when you open this flap right here, with your turn lock, you have this outer zipper compartment, just like that. And these zippers can meet in the middle, they can meet over here, they can go with whatever way you want. They don't have to be onto the sides. The reason that I've decided to keep them off to the side, as I had it initially, let me put it back around. So I'm keeping them here, and there's a very good reason for this. I purchased this one secondhand, of course. Pre-loved is the way to go, save a lot of money. But whoever owned the bag before put those zippers up at the top, and hopefully you'll be able to see that it left some indents up here on the flap. So if you are not careful about the placement of those zippers on that outer compartment, you're definitely gonna see some indentations on your flap. So learn from the mistake that this person used, or this person made rather, and do not under any circumstances put these zippers up here. If you put the zippers up here and close the bag, they're going to make serious indentations up here. I don't know if those will ever go away, but it didn't bother me enough to not purchase the bag. I got it at a substantial discount. And it's something that only I'm gonna see, really. Nobody else is really gonna see that. They're not going inside my bag. So that's the outer compartment, and then you have an inner compartment here, which you can close up or snap open so that you get a little bit more room to see your items in there. You've got a back zip pocket, and then you've also got a slip pocket against this wall here. So a back zip pocket and a slip pocket right here. Inside currently I have my phone, my mini pochette, a lengthwise wallet, some keys down at the bottom, and in the outer compartment I just put some gum and candy. So you can see from the layout that it's a very spacious bag. It fits substantially more than any mini. It fits substantially more than the medium large. I would say it's on par size-wise with my reissue 226. Once again, this is in the size medium. The Business Affinity comes in 3 sizes. It comes in a small, a medium, and a large. A lot of people mistakenly think there's a mini size. There is no mini size. The smallest size is a small, but it is super, super, super tiny. And I think that's why a lot of people call it a mini. It's almost cut like right here. I don't know what you could fit in there except maybe your keys and a card case. It is extremely small, but there is no mini. It's small, medium, and large. And this is the medium. The size on mine, because if you buy one that has the plain here, you might not be able to count the quilts and get an idea. You'll have to go by measurement. The size of mine is approximately 8 1/4 in length. So definitely if you're purchasing this secondhand, use the measurements as a guide and not the sizing, because I've seen a lot of places listed as a mini, and the medium is a mini. This is a 6 in height. In width, going from this part to this part, it's about a 3, and if I count going all the way to the outer part right here, you're getting closer to a 4. This right here adds about another inch. The strap drop on mine is a 22. I'm 5'10", and it can go crossbody on me. It's going to depend on your body frame whether or not it can go crossbody on you. But it goes down to a 22, and once again, it is not detachable. So what you see is what you get. This little top handle portion, it's barely even. Let's see. It's 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches on that top handle. If you're familiar with any of my videos, then you might understand why I purchased this one. One of my favorite bags is actually this right here. It's the Michael Kors Ava. And you can see when I turn it around right here that they bear a striking resemblance to one another in terms of the design feature, where this one has the snap button closure on the side. Excuse me there, lost my train of thought. And this one does too. It might at first glance be like, what's the point of this? There's 2 points. Obviously, it's a design feature. It makes it a really nice aesthetic on the side because you get like a little pleat right here on both of them. So it's a very feminine detail, I think. And then the other thing is that you get a little bit of expandability on the inner compartment. So your items can have a little more room in that inside compartment. But it's very easy to see why I gravitated to the Business Affinity, because I do have a love for this bag. The other one that it resembles, and I can do a side-by-side comparison of those if anyone thinks it would be helpful. The other one, of course, that I love is the LV Croisette, and you can see how they also bear a resemblance to one another. The side being slightly different on these two, but the setup generally being the same. So if you want me to try something specific in this particular bag for you, I'd be more than happy to do that. This is for me an everyday bag. I would definitely say that it hits me as being a very seasonal bag. The quality of the construction, the quality of the materials is definitely nowhere near what you would get on a flap. It feels different, it looks different. The chain is not as heavy or well made. I'm just being very honest about that. I think the price point is okay for this particular bag, but if you could get it secondhand, I would definitely recommend that. I hear a lot of squeaking with this chain. Like, I don't want to say it's cheap, but it sounds cheap a little bit. I think the construction doesn't feel as good. I can actually feel up here almost like the cardboard that's inside of the flap. The material is nice, but it doesn't feel as hardy as I'm used to on the flap bags, the caviar of the flap bags. So I would say if you can get this bag secondhand, definitely do that. The other thing is that I purchased this secondhand, and it's a 2017 model, and it's already, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's already started to tarnish a little bit on the hardware. So that's not something that you typically see on the flap bags very early. It takes quite a long time to see tarnish. So I do think the construction of this one is not as good as it is on their flap bags. It's definitely a seasonal where not as much workmanship and quality of workmanship has gone into it. That's not saying it's a nice bag. It's, you know, it's not a nice bag. It definitely is, and I love it. And it's great for an everyday bag, but I don't know that it's going to have the same longevity that a flap would, and that's why you're going to be paying a substantial difference between this and a flap bag. But if you have any questions about this particular one, or you want me to try anything in it, I'd be more than happy to do that. And I'll be more than happy to do updated reviews and vlogs with it so you can see it in action with different items inside. Once again, it's the Business Affinity size medium from Chanel in the black caviar with, it's like a light gold hardware. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye-bye.